Hi, welcome to Geekatplay Studio. I'm Amy Chopin, and we're covering what is new in Vue. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about the water planes and the new water options, the water surface options that we have in Vue 7. The first thing you'll see is that we have the geometry, the surface altitude. If we change that, all that happens is that we change the altitude of the surface, where it is in relation to our ground plane here. So I'll go back into that editor, put it back at 1 meter, and I'll come back to displaced water surface in a little bit. And right now, just to control your water, you do have this easy calm or storm that you can use in the global wave control, or if you want, you can uncheck that and you have lots and lots of control here. First, I want to show you a stormy water, and we're going to keep this like this without checking the displaced water surface and do a quick render of that. Click on there. So now we have our rather stormy surface here, and the way that we're getting this appearance is that we're using a bump map, a texture map basically. And in our water now, however, we are able to change that to displaced water surface. You'll see with the bump map we have one flat plane. Now if I change this to displaced water and click OK, you'll see that this actually alters the geometry of the plane. And if we take a render of that, it's going to take a little longer because there's longer computational time with the render. More geometry to work with. So now with this ocean, all we did was we switched that to displacement mapping. And there's the same amount of storminess, but you can see we can get a much stormier effect, looking much more realistic ocean here, and it gives you a really great look on your oceans. Now some of this white that you're seeing along here is actually foam that is automatically generated. So back into our water surface options, and I'm going to deselect global wave control and show you down here we have foam over the waves that we can control how much foam we have. And so we could have just a little bit of foam and have it spread thinly over all of it, or we can have it clumped up and a lot of foam. And another way to give you some control. The other thing that is exciting a lot of people is that now we have foam along the coast. So let's take a look at what that looks like. To do that, we need to create a terrain and thereby create a coast. So I'll move my camera so that we can get a better look at that. So I just moved my camera to give me a better look. And sometimes the displacement mapping does take a little bit for Vue to show in your OpenGL views. So I'll render that now to see the foam. So now you can see along the edges of this terrain the coast and all this foam that has formed around here. It looks pretty cool. We didn't do anything to our terrain, and it probably would have looked better if we had given it a material, made it a little darker, and you could have seen that pop up a little more. And so when we're working with our foam, back into that water surface options, we can control the depth that it will start appearing at as it approaches the terrain and how much foam there is. So I put a lot there so that we could see it. Now the waves here gives you some more control over your water. You can control the choppiness, the agitation, the wind intensity, how high the waves get. So Maybe we can make something very stormy, big, long waves, and a lot of agitation there. Click OK and render that to see what we get. So now you'll see it's a lot choppier, and I increase the height of the waves. They're going over some of this terrain now. I didn't put the terrain down. The water's going over the terrain. You'll see that I was playing around. I dropped all the foam down, most of it down, so there's no foam along the coasts here or on top of the waves here. And you can see that doesn't look totally realistic. It looks like maybe just water you're sloshing around in the bottom of a pan or something. So that is how that works. And so as you're playing around with this water, I'm hoping to see a lot of great new pictures coming out. Someone may be doing the perfect storm, or maybe we want a totally calm surface. And I'll get rid of this terrain here. And render that. And then we'll get a nice, calm, reflective ocean right here. Thank you for watching this Geekatplay tutorial, and if you want to find out more about what is new with Vue or how to use the program altogether, please visit us on the web at www.geekatplay.com.